Welcome back, dear viewers, and in this segment of the program we are going to talk about the performance of the tourism sector here in Egypt with a special focus on desert tourism. Today we are joined by Mr. Hisham El-Menyawi, tourism expert. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
So, sir, now it's Christmas celebrations everywhere here in Egypt and abroad. Everyone is enjoying vacations. So, tell us more about the performance of the tourism sector at this period of the year.
Well, first of all, I believe that over the last couple of years, especially that the tourism organization in Egypt, represented by the Ministry of Tourism and travel agencies and so on, they are doing a great job trying to attract more different categories of tourists to Egypt and changing the tourism map. Once again, because Egypt was well known over a long time that it's famous for culture tourism.
Yes.
Like people are coming to enjoy the ancient monuments and so on, like in Luxor, Aswan, the pyramids. But maybe in the 80s and the 90s, Egypt started to promote also tourism by the seas, like the Red Sea, Sharm el-Sheikh, Hurghada, and so on. What is new now on the plan is to increase the number of tourists coming to enjoy the desert. Egypt is more than 93% desert, so we need to invest this. And I can see it now that the great achievement over the last couple of years in this area is great.
So, sir, if we talk about the desert tourism, first explain to our audience what is meant by desert tourism.
Desert tourism, actually, it includes different activities. One of them is, for example, if we are talking about one of the famous oases in Egypt, like Siwa Oasis, in the heart of the Western Desert, which is like 3 hours drive south of the Mediterranean Sea from Marsa Matruh by the sea. It is like heaven, and it's attracting lots of tourists, not because just being an oasis, but also because it has historical background. And people, when they go to Siwa, they can enjoy both historical culture tourism and also safari around the area of Siwa and so on, beside the relaxation. While if we talk about another destination, like in Sinai, for example, we find that mainly desert safari is dominating in that area. We have different destinations, obviously, between Eastern and Western Desert and Sinai as well, attracting different kind of tourists.
We have safari tourism also that can take place in the deserts.
Yes.
Camping.
Of course, camping, enjoying the starlights, and yes, sandboarding is very famous now, starting from Fayoum all the way west to Siwa.
So, sir, do you think that this kind of tourism is attractive to foreigners?
Yes, definitely, because actually Egypt was focusing on this cultural tourism, as I explained before, which is targeting segment in tourists around the world. We're talking about like aging between 40 to 70 years old. Those who are looking for culture tourism. If we go to different sectors, the younger people, they would like to come here for adventure. Desert safari, enjoy the sea, enjoy the sun and so on. So definitely is going to be add-on for tourism.
Sir, also, how do you assess the efforts exerted by the government to promote this kind of tourism?
Okay, one of the main things actually the government is doing over the last couple of years is, first of all, to secure the tourists coming to Egypt.
Yes.
Security is really becoming in a very good shape, and it is making the tourists and the foreigners feeling safe. Feeling safe, first of all, to visit Egypt, feeling safe to wander around Egypt. Either they are going into an area by the Nile or into the desert as well. So it will help definitely to increase the number of tourists.
And what are the main reasons behind the boom in this form of tourism is witnessing?
Also, another achievement by the government is focusing on the infrastructure, which is including building new roads, making the roads more comfortable and easier, building railroads, new railroads. For example, the new electric train which will be running from the Red Sea, Ain Sokhna to Alamein, crossing Egypt from the east to the west. It will definitely transport thousands and thousands, if not millions, of tourists from east coast of Egypt to the western desert. So I believe that the government is doing great in this area.
So also, why Bahira and Siwa oases are considered the most attractive destinations for tourists, and what is unique about them?
Okay, Bahariya Oasis is a beautiful location, and it's not far from the Nile Valley. It's not far from Cairo. It's driving about like 3 hours from Cairo, so you can actually reach Bahariya easily. You can reach it for overnight, and you can enjoy all the desert activities, camping, safari, and so on. So this is one of the main things attracting tourists to Bahariya. So assume that we have tourists coming and staying in Cairo for a couple of days. They can actually have overnight to Bahariya and come back. So they can include this kind of tourism in their itinerary.
Also, Dr. Hisham, to what extent have the measures of securing and organizing helped in boosting the flow of tourists, notably those who like the Egyptian deserts?
As I said before, the security is becoming an essential element, not just in Egypt, all over the world.
Yes.
And Egypt actually is working very hard to provide the security everywhere for not just the tourists, but also for the locals. And if we're talking about the locals, it is actually booming now, the local tourism to these destinations. So when actually you have the number of tourists increasing, either local tourists or foreigner tourists to a destination, it helps a lot in economically in this area. For example, if we talk about the handmade handicraft, the people who will be working in tourism will increase definitely, either working in hotels, working in travel agencies, transportation, so on, which will be reflected positively on the Egyptian economy.
And can you shed more light on the role of media and social media in particular in promoting that form of tourism and in promoting for tourism in general?
Media is very important all the way through. And now during the last maybe 10 years, social media is becoming a very important channel for promoting tourism. And I think that we need to focus more on social media to promote tourism, especially to these new destinations, because many of the foreigners, they don't really know that Egypt has such this treasure. All what comes to their mind is that I go to Egypt, I ride a camel and visit the pyramids, or go to Abu Simbel and so on, so they don't know much about the desert safari and the desert tours.
So, do you think that we need to build more hotels in the desert to make, to have more facilities to make it more attractive in the coming period? For
yes, sure, but we need to focus more on what type of hotels do we need there. We don't need luxurious hotels like those by the River Nile, for example, in Cairo. We need more hotels related to the nature. We need ecotourism in these places. We need to focus on preserving the environment in this oasis. Otherwise, we are going to lose it. We are going to lose tourism to these destinations.
So we need a certain type of hotels.
Yes.
Not any chain or any.
We have to use the materials available in the area. Build the hotels of stones. Do you know that in Siwa they have the salt? They use the salt bricks to build their houses. They used for thousands of years.
Yes. And do you think that we can do that while preserving the unique nature of the environment in the deserts, and work on preserving it, and at the same time make it attractive to tourists?
Definitely.
We can do that.
Yes, definitely. And it attracts more tourists, actually.
So also, do you need to make more promotions and more initiatives to promote for this kind of tourism, or it is now on the tourism map in Egypt?
Yes, I think that what should be implemented in the future, the near future actually, is to include this type of tourism to the itinerary. So the travel agents, when they are selling the itinerary for like 2 weeks stay in Egypt, they need to include at least 2 or 3 days in this itinerary, so it will encourage this destination. Let's say they can have flights from Luxor to Siwa. There is an airport in Siwa anyway. Yes.
Is it used?
Not really, only for charter flights locally, and but it could be actually promoted, and we could increase the number of tourists flying overday or overnight from Luxor or from Cairo to Siwa, for example. Or at least we can use Marsa Matruh airport for the same destination, for the same region. So if the tourists, when they buy the itinerary, they will have this already built in, or even as an optional tours they can buy or not, it will definitely have a positive impact on tourism.
And how would the increase in the flow of tourists affect the revenues of the tourism sector, create more jobs for...
Egypt is a tourist destination, as we explained before, and we are talking about millions of tourists coming to Egypt, increasing every year. After 2011, in 2011 we were about to hit a record of the number of tourists coming to Egypt, and of course the political situation of what happened since affected tourism for a couple of years, and then the coronavirus and so on. But now Egypt is rising again, as I explained before, and the number of tourists increasing by millions every year. When we have more number of tourists coming to Egypt, so definitely we will need to build more hotels. We will need to have more travel agencies. We will need to have more tourist shops. We will need to have more restaurants. We'll have more drivers working on tourist buses. We'll have taxi drivers. We'll have... So we're talking about millions of people will find new jobs in this area, and this is kind of a direct income, not just to the country but also to the people's pocket. So they will have also direct income on daily basis, and like what we used to have in the 70s, 80s and the 90s in Egypt.
Okay, yes. Sir, to what extent the digital transformation is serving now the tourism sector?
The digital transformation is
using technology.
Using technology is something amazing, and I think that it is implemented on a very high level so far in the new Grand Egyptian Museum.
Yes.
And I believe that is the destination.
Can use it as a start now.
Use it as a start, and it's coming.
Yes, everywhere, in every.
It's coming
place.
Everywhere. I can see it. It's difficult because it requires huge infrastructure, but at least when we start with something newly built like the Grand Egyptian Museum, it worked very well. So I want to see Egypt, all the tourist destinations, very much like other countries around the world. Like, for example, when you go to the Stonehenge in England, the visit, since you leave your car or you leave the bus until you return back, is all well looked after. And I want to see the same thing in all the different tourist sites in Egypt.
So, sir, you just mentioned the Grand Egyptian Museum. Can you tell us more about it now? To what extent it is successful and is attracting tourists from every country?
Okay, the Grand Egyptian Museum is a great asset, and it's adding to the Egyptian tourism itinerary and map. I would not say that it will change the number of tourists coming to Egypt, because the people are not just booking their flight tickets and buying the itinerary to visit the Egyptian Museum.
Yes.
That's part of their itinerary. But definitely when they come here and they experience how beautiful the museum is and what does contain and so on, it will encourage them to be a repeater. So they will come again and again, and it will also work as a word of mouth, or people will tell their friends and their colleagues and their neighbors about Egypt and how Egypt is developing now in the 2025.
So, sir, also, if we talk about other tourism here in Egypt, other tourism spots, like we have also beach tourism, religious tourism, how can we promote for all these sectors?
Okay, we have to understand first of all the mentality of the tourist. To work on all what you mentioned now. People are traveling for miles and miles just to go to a religious destination. One of them is Egypt.
Yes.
And we need to provide what do these people need. We do not just include it in the normal itinerary. These people are coming for a certain reason. So they don't really care about, let's say, beach holiday.
Yes.
So it's not going to be fair to mix religious tourism to beach holiday.
Yes.
Because they are coming for pilgrimage trip. So we need to provide
yes,
them.
I know that everyone is coming focused on a certain
Egypt is not doing this until now in this way. They do it on a very limited.
We have the Holy Family path here.
Yes, but it's not well promoted.
We need to promote.
Not many people know about it. We know about it in Egypt, but I don't think that people outside Egypt know about it. But what the plan is, I need to have a destination for beach holidays. Those people are coming just for sun and fun. They don't want to see tours, they don't want to see monuments, they don't want to see religious, they won't see nothing. They just come to enjoy beaches. Okay, give them beaches. People are coming to enjoy culture tourism. Give them Luxor, Aswan, pyramids and so on, fine. And those who are coming for religious tourism, we have lots of destinations in Egypt for religious. We have, for example, maybe not many people know about this, but we have not far from Ain Sokhna by the Red Sea, we have the first two monasteries in Christianity.
Yes.
In Christianity, and I mean it.
It's good to mention for our audience.
The first two monasteries ever been built in the history of Christianity are built in Egypt, here by Ain Sokhna. Which is only like an hour and a half drive from Egypt. This is beside the route of the Holy Family. Of course, this is something else. I'm just trying to tell you that we have different things to provide to those who are coming for religious tours. If we talk about Christianity and Judaism, of course, Moses was here, and we have St. Catherine and Mount Sinai and so on, attracting Jewish people. So we have a destination for Christians, destination for Jews, and destination for Muslims, because we have lots of people are coming to visit mosques like Al Hussein, Al Azhar, and so on, for religious reasons as well. So it's not just one religion, but we're talking about all religions.
So we have diverse tourism products for visitors here.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Yes. We also have health tourism here.
Oh yes, definitely.
We need to talk about it also.
Yes, health tourism actually is very high around the area of Safaga.
Yes.
Safaga by the Red Sea, and not just Safaga, but also people go to certain areas in Sinai, south of Ras Sedr, on the way to Sharm el-Sheikh, for the same reason, like in Safaga. And also some areas in around Siwa, near Siwa, that could be also promoted.
Sir, also in your opinion, what are the challenges that still face tourism sector in Egypt that we need to address in the near future?
I think we need to educate the people more about tourism. Because out of my experience, I feel that many of the Egyptians, they don't really understand how important tourism is. Only those who work in tourism, they understand. But if we talk about the other people, they don't really feel it. So we need to include this in the education. We have to educate our students in schools how important tourism is. Tourism is one of the main source of income to Egypt, so they are brought up knowing how important, so they know how to deal with tourists, how to respect them, how not to annoy them, how not to act in a way which is not accepted or acceptable by foreigners. I mean, maybe we do things together as Egyptians, we accept each other's, but when a foreigner is involved, it does not really work the same way.
Also, sir, we have many archaeological discoveries here in Egypt. Every now and then we hear about a new and big archaeological discovery here in Egypt. How can we promote also for these discoveries, and how can we tell people about them?
I think for this point in particular, media is going to work very well, because many of the discoveries, when they are discovered, when they are under discovery and so on, they are not open for tourism. It takes time until you include this in the itineraries. But we can use these discoveries through the media to promote that we have discovered, let's say, for example, 1 or 2 new tombs in Saqqara. People are coming to visit Saqqara, they are not going to visit these tombs, but at least to know and read about it, and maybe you can have videos, when we have educational documentaries about them. So that will definitely help tourism.
So, sir, do you think that we need to open also new markets, maybe operating more direct flights to new destinations? Should we put this in our agenda in the coming period?
Yes, I think that we should return back to the charter flights more than now, because before, in the 90s and early 21st century, the charter business was working very well. But again, maybe we're focusing on certain markets, like European markets.
Yes.
Germans, French, British, and so on. We need to open new destinations. What about the Latin Americans? What about the United States? The United States, they come on regular flights. Why don't we create another chance for them to attract the Americans? They adore Egypt.
Yes.
And we're talking about millions of them. They are ready to come tomorrow.
Yes.
Beside the Far East, Chinese, Japanese, the Russians.
They are interested in cultural tourism.
Very interested. If not interested in culture, they're interested in sea, sun and fun, or religious tourism, or any other branch of tourism in Egypt.
So Fitch agency maintains a positive outlook for Egypt's tourism sector, forecasting strong momentum extending through 2026. So as we can see that agencies, credit rating agencies are predicting a very good performance for the tourism sector in 2026. How do you evaluate the performance of 2025?
2025 was a very good year.
Yes.
In the Egyptian scale, but definitely Egypt deserves more than this, because if we compare the number of tourists to Egypt in 2025 to the number of tourists to another destination, like, for example, like France or Spain or any other European countries, you'll find that there is a huge difference. So what we are lacking here, I think that the government is working on it now, like the infrastructure, because the tourists, when they come here, they don't want to be always tied to itineraries. They want to go on their own. So if two things work together, like the infrastructure and educating the locals how to deal with tourists, then tourists will be safe, and that will increase more people just jumping on a flight coming to Egypt.
Also, we have the tour between Luxor and Aswan, the River Nile tour. It is
all Nile cruises are full.
Here, yes.
Yes.
High season now.
High season now, but in general, yes. All around the year, I think that most of the time they are booked, except maybe some few weeks in the summer or so, because it's too hot.
But now it is fully booked.
Oh yeah, it's impossible to book a cabin now.
Yes, yes, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Hisham El-Minyawi, tourism expert. Thank you, sir, for being with us.
Thank you.
And the viewers, a short break, and we'll be back, so stay tuned.